It's spring and there are some beautiful plants in the garden, some that you can enjoy in your own garden, in fact. The heather, for example, have been in bloom for a long time. This is springwood white, and it started flowering around the first of the year and will flower for several weeks more. It's really a very pretty low growing variety. Only grows about 6 inches high and may spread up to 6 feet wide. This is a little bushier variety, but a different color and really very pretty too, isn't it? It's a variety called Ghost Hills. Now the main thing that you want to remember about heather is they require well-drained soil and plant them right at ground level. Don't plant them too deep. Look at this one too. This is a beautiful variety of Aubrieta, which is a perennial plant, but it's evergreen as well. And it's just coming into bloom in the gardens in most cases. And then this is pure white. This is Iberis, or what we commonly call Candytuft. And look at those two together. When you get the purples and the whites together, they're really pretty, aren't they? These are really nice spring flowering plants. And then back here, here's a plant that's been in bloom in the garden since about October of last year. And some of the flowers are already gone, but here are some still to come on. So they're going to be in bloom for several weeks yet. And the clusters of flowers are very, very attractive. It's called Laurustinus. And this is an evergreen, whole bunch of different varieties. Some that only grow about waist high to some that will grow up maybe 12 feet in height. This is a plant that does quite well in full sun or partial sun and shade. And to trim it occasionally to give it a better shape is probably not a bad idea, but a nice evergreen. And here we have two other evergreens, all of the same family. This is called the lily of the valley shrub, and you'll notice one of them is pink and the other one is white. What's so neat about this plant is that it also comes in several different varieties, but all the new growth is really brilliant in color, usually kind of a rosy or rosy crimson, almost fluorescent in fact. And these plants do exceptionally well in almost any exposure, full sun to almost full shade. Neat plant to include in the garden. And of course this is an old timer that we really haven't talked about much in recent times, but the beautiful new Calla lilies, and they come, you know, in pink and also in yellow varieties too. So they're really very attractive. This is one that does die back during the winter, but then comes up in springtime. And then last but not least of these plants that flower in the springtime, and of course there are lots of others too, are the beautiful camellias. Many, many different varieties. This happens to be a single one, but some are semi-double and some are fully double. And the color range, of course, is from white all the way through red. Plant them in a location where they're protected from the hot midday sun. Bring a bright spot of spring to your garden with the spring flowering plants.